What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode here on the After Hours podcast. Mr. J. Gilbert here, along with my very esteemed colleague, Schmidtty32. Schmidty, go ahead and introduce yourself for all the new viewers to the episode.
Hey, welcome on in, people. If you're not familiar with who I am, Schmidtty32, charity variety streamer, always have some charity work going on, and we play, we are a true variety streamer, play a variety of games, but lately we have focused on a lot of the ARPG and RPG genres, particularly New World and Diablo 4. We're not here for a long time, but a good time, man. We are here to spread love and positivity, have a good time. So if y'all want to come hang out, listen to some good tunes, catch some Pokemons, and listen to some good old-fashioned potty humor, you can find me live Tuesday through Saturday at twitch.tv/Schmidty32. And we got this beautiful guy over here, the leader and host of the After Hours podcast.
My name is Mr. J. Gilbert. I'm a teacher by day, streamer by night. I stream every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Central Time, and I just play a lot of variety community games. I like to play with you, the viewers, the chat members. So if you're ever in the mood to kind of join us on stream, join us for a game, be sure to join the Discord. Be sure to join us on stream, and we'll be able to play some games together.
I hate people.
Do you, though? You can't be in the streaming profession and hate people.
I hate people.
That's kind of like...
Who was that? Who was that? God, there was one big time streamer. He got like canceled afterwards, but I remember he was at some streamer event, and he basically was like, I'm just above everybody. Like, I'm a streamer. Like, I know I'm better than everyone. And everyone was like, all right, yep, you're done.
I heard about that. I remember. Yeah.
I forget his name, dude. Yeah.
That's how important he was. Like, we forget about him.
Yeah. It was like, oh, but I don't even care. Unless you're Asmongold or Moist Critical or Darth Microtransactions, I really don't care. I don't even think I've watched a second of Shroud in my life. XQC.
Here's
Pokimane leaving Twitch. We can talk about that tonight.
Dude, here's the thing with Shroud. I've tried pulling up his streams. I'm convinced the only reason people watch Shroud is just because he's like really good at video games. He's
correct.
But he is not entertaining. Like, no. He is actually boring to sit there and watch.
It's just, you literally just watch him play games. From the clips and stuff I've seen, is that, there's not a lot of interaction, but he is so cracked at video games.
Right.
That is 100%, and that's all you need.
That's
like,
for him.
If you're really cracked at video games, people will come watch you because you're cracked at video games.
Right. But yeah, it's like I've pulled up his streams before, and oh my god, he is just so like boring as a streamer. But obviously, like, he's cracked, so like that pays off.
Definitely no Dr. Disrespect when it comes to entertainment.
That's what I was about to say, and that's why so many people hate him. But like, that's why I'm drawn to Dr. Disrespect. It's because he puts in the like entertainment value. Like, yes, he's also good at games. May not be as cracked as like Shroud, but like, he's good. Right, so he can hold his own.
I just want to go listen to him fucking trash talk with his fucking Viper sunglasses on, dude.
Right,
that mustache.
Right, it's just entertaining, I don't know. And also, neither one of them are us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we obviously, you and I bring the real entertainment to streaming.
We're an echelon above.
It's true,
and that's how good we are. I use the word echelon. Okay.
Shroud and Dr. Disrespect, us. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, they're gonna totally roast us if they find this, and they're
hope.
We're done.
Actually, no, here's the thing. Can Asmongold see this clip? Because we're better than him, too. He needs to put us on his stream in front of his, like, 20,000 people. And, like, let them, like, roast us.
I'm not about ready to start trash talking him. I like it. I was going to say I like him, but I'm scared.
Speaking
we don't fuck with Asmongold.
Right. I like how he's just no bullshit. Like, shoot you straight. Like, doesn't matter whose feelings 100%. He hurts. Like, but... I've always wondered, why is he on his Zach Rar account and not Asmongold?
Because I don't know. He just likes playing on his side account. Again, I don't know the rhyme or reasons, but I know that is where he does stream a majority of the time.
But like, I feel like, because I've watched both accounts, like his Zach Rar and Asmongold.
Maybe it's just like
he does the same
thing. Other one, there's more like official duties with like an official Asmongold profile. Potentially, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And he just got into all that recent drama with kind of shit we were talking about with like AI generation and shit like that.
Got it.
And like how art,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like how like art doesn't have worth unless like, the people like, people have to like it. Like it's
yes.
the other
Yeah.
people or outside people that
The need has
gives
to be
the
there. Yeah.
art its worth or value. But they were like, well, it has value to the artists and stuff like that. And it's like, that's true. But if you're going to turn that into a profession or anything like that, like, I mean, I suppose someone out there has to, like, you have to make that personal connection with it. Like the artist will always have the connection to their art, but you as an outside person wanting that piece, like you have to connect with that piece similar to like the artist, to
Right.
like appreciate it. And that again gives it value
Right. You know,
and get canceled.
we hadn't even got to our first like, conversation piece here in the agenda. We're just talking
Oh,
about
I like this. I like just hopping right into this, dude. This was great. This is a
yeah,
nice organic opening. I like
right.
this. We're
But
going off script, chat.
speaking of which, we always like to start off each podcast segment with our first segment, technically. What's on your mind?
You
Schmidtty32,
know,
what's
I
on your mind, buddy?
I was just I was just listening to this. Found that, and this is, I think, happened in the last couple days. But apparently, as if this man doesn't own enough, Elon Musk has made some hints that he's looking at trying to buy Disney.
This guy's gonna own the
I don't
world.
think they'll sell.
I mean, they are like bleeding money right now.
It's Disney. They're like, I
100,
don't know, and to eat,
100%.
I
But
don't
think
know.
about all of the rights that Disney has. They have Marvel. They have all like the obviously Disney movies. They still own the rights to Star Wars. Like if they're gonna sell Disney, they also have
Well,
to
then
sell all of those IPs as well.
things like Spider-Man and stuff like that, like they bought, wasn't it Fox or who held that for the longest time? And I know there was
Warner
several
Brothers,
pieces
wasn't
of
it?
Marvel. Yeah, maybe that was
Yeah.
it. I know someone else other than Disney owns Spider-Man, and several other Marvels and characters, and that's why they were buying all of these. So again, with Avengers
Yeah.
and stuff like that, like they could really bring like more of the full picture around. And now they own like I think Deadpool they own now too, and now we got that new Deadpool Wolverine, which sounds like Hugh Jackman in the yellow suit.
Yep. Yep.
He's in the yellow suit.
We've been
I'm still
asking
trying
for
to
that
find a
for
picture where he
years.
has the helmet on, dude. Like I want to see the like mask on.
Yeah. We've been
I don't
asking
know.
for
That's
that
gonna
for
be
years.
wild. That's gonna be yeah. It's gonna be great. Well, production shut down with the whole writer strike and stuff for a
Yeah.
while.
Yep. But yeah,
But I'm like,
so are you like? Is it just hinted? It's not like talked
it's
about.
hinted. He was on some show, and he was hinting about how he kind of wants, and that was kind of the gist that people got out of it, that he wants to buy Disney. But it really wouldn't surprise me.
No, not at all.
That sounds like something he would definitely want to do, something just like Twitter, where I think some of the changes that he made there, which, some could say were for the better or for worse,
Right.
but it's just like that. I think he just wants to get his grubby little hands on Disney so he can just do his agenda with it.
See,
And
and
I'm
here's the thing.
just,
I don't know Elon Musk obviously like enough. I haven't like followed his like career and like what he's about. What I get the feeling from him is he's no nonsense. Like he's no bullshit. So I feel like if he did own Disney, I don't think he would I don't think he would let Disney go down this like woke track that they've been going on lately. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So it's like I don't know if it would help Disney or hurt Disney by him owning it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's interesting to think about. He I think only owns, what was it, like 13% or something of, I forget whether it was like maybe Tesla, because he had to sell all of his shares to like buy Twitter when he was forced to, like, he tried to back out of that and they wouldn't let him, and that sale had to go through.
Yep.
So he had to sell like a crap ton of shares to do that, and like Twitter has been bleeding money. Could he like financially get away with this? There's like 15 companies he owns right now, and it's like, at what point would he have to, you know,
But think about this though. We he Twitter is obviously X, right? Is bleeding money. But when it's time to file your taxes, if he net loses all of this money from Twitter, that's a tax business write-off. So
I suppose.
he actually gets money back and earns money on all of his other businesses because Twitter lost so much money. So I wonder if
Why
this
won't
is
they?
just like a financial ploy by him.
I actually never really thought about that.
Yeah,
I need to make
because
billions so I
he
can like
well, so
buy companies and go into net
well, right.
loss.
What happens is you buy it for so much, right? And then in that fiscal year or whatever, if the depreciation of that company drops, that's technically a loss to your company. And then financially, like through the government or whatever, you can write that off as a depreciation in your business, like a negative income.
Right.
And then that actually helps your tax bracket with your other businesses that you have.
Well, I've been broke for years, and how come I'm not making money?
Uh,
This is
we're doing it
stupid.
wrong. We're doing it wrong.
We're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
I just need my father, who worked in a mine in like a diamond mine in South Africa, to give me like $5 million to start from scratch, work my way up.
Yeah. Um,
Bullshit.
Dude, I feel that, man. Sorry, my wife's texting me about
Nepotism.
my kids. They will not go to bed for her.
That's
Like,
horrible.
well, like when
Have you
I
tried melatonin gummies?
have also tried headlocks.
Or what about the moods gummies or whatever they are for bedtime?
So, the only thing with those, I think if you continually give it to them, then they get not addicted to it, but like their system, like there starts to develop a defense to them.
So they're going to be American then.
Yes.
Yes.
Get them addicted to prescriptions early.
Yes.
But no, sorry. Sorry. She's like, how do you get them to go to sleep? I don't know. Headlocks? Jeez.
Yeah, right. NyQuil,
I always joke with that too.
Benadryl.
But man, Schmitty, on my mind, I'm just going back to. I'm trying to go back to beat all the old games that I have or started and just haven't beat yet. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to keep starting new games and then like not finish them. Have so many unfinished games. So I'm trying
Were
to
you
go.
listening to my stream over the last like 2 hours?
So I've been trying to go back and finish games, right? Well, what I kind of came back to was I played these games originally, liked them in the time, but now I'm wanting to go back to them. I'm not like, whatever, I tried it, I'm over it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
Right.
genuinely wanting to go back to them. So it's like what you mentioned earlier, that R word. What is it about games that like some of them have that replayability and some don't? Like, what is replayability in games?
For and again, I'll speak for myself. Like we talked about Mass Effect and Skyrim and Fall, it's just the choices. You have different classes, different weapons, things where you have to, specialize in two skill sets out of five.
Uh huh.
And it's like every playthrough can be quite different. So it's like the
Sure.
game doesn't even have to be like incredibly long. It can be a 15-hour game and have a lot of replayability because of
Right.
just the different play styles and different endings that you can experience while playing it. And that's what keeps me going back to some of these games. Is it's like okay, like Skyrim, for example, it was like I love doing sorcerers, I love doing magic classes.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went and did my, fire mage. And then I was like, I kind of want to do a heavy armor two-handed orc right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go play through that. And then it's like, now I want to start a stealth Khajiit that focuses on like daggers and stuff. And
Sure.
I just I never did like pickpocketing. So I was like, let's pickpocket.
Right.
And having those options, particularly different endings or different factions to join, that again has different narratives and different missions
Mm-hmm.
and quests, like that's what I think really comes down to, at least myself, for replayability, is just the sheer amount of options, different play styles, and variety of companions and skills that you can get into, and you can
Right.
get lost for hours, man,
Right.
days, weeks.
Yeah, and it's like I agree with you too, because so the games that I've beat lately, like I beat Resident Evil 3, the remake,
I saw that.
just beat Cyberpunk 2077, and now I'm going back to beat Hogwarts Legacy. I never fully beat that, when I played it originally, so now I'm going back to it. And
Is there a DLC coming out for that?
oh
Like,
no,
is it already out
so
or
it
coming out?
it announced that they're doing a separate second game, like a completely second, but it's a sequel to the original. So they didn't want to continue this game. They wanted to save the story and make it a separate second game and build off of that.
Uh-huh.
So yeah,
Okay.
Hogwarts Legacy is done the way it is. But like, so of those games that I played, Resident Evil 3, the remake, to me, there's really no replayability to it because kind of like what you were saying, there's no choice in it. Like I can go back and play it
Yeah.
again. I'm pretty much doing the same exact thing again,
Yeah.
right?
Unless you're doing like challenge runs or something like
Sure,
that. Yeah,
sure,
there's where it's like, oh, pistols only or
right,
like, this or that.
right.
That's really the only thing.
Cyberpunk does have some replayability because there are multiple different endings that you can do and all the
Hmm.
choices that you can do along the way. So that kind of has some replayability for me. And then Hogwarts Legacy, I haven't beat the game, so I don't truly know, but I know each house in Hogwarts, they have their own separate missions. So like there's a specific mission for Hufflepuff. There's a specific
Hmm.
quest line for Gryffindor. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's like
Yep.
those kind of have replayability, but I was just kind of think like it's kind of more of a personal preference, really. Like you have to be invested in this series to truly have that replayability, right? And not just
Right.
like anybody.
I was just talking about that on stream before we hopped on that it's like how many games that I have started and gotten maybe halfway through and haven't touched since.
Dying Light
And I
2.
was like, yeah, I mean, so many dying. I mean, as I go back, Skyrim, Cyberpunk,
Yeah.
Spider-Man. The only game that I think I started and finished on stream was The Witcher 3,
Yeah.
but I never got through the DLCs. And there's so many games, like Far Cry 6. I've always liked the Far Cries.
Uh-huh.
It's on Game Pass. And so I'm an Elden Ring, and there's so many first person or just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
one player games that I've started and I haven't beaten. And I'm like, do I do that for the next couple months? Like,
Just try
do
to
I do
beat
New
some of
World
them.
Tuesdays and
Yeah.
then just like, have like Diablo be my like kind of off stream game and I just play these games just to beat them? Because that's like, I really want to play through
Right.
Spider-Man. That looks freaking awesome, dude. But I basically am like New World Diablo.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's one. It was one night. I don't know when I played Resident Evil 3, like last Sunday maybe or something like. Anyway,
And it wasn't Sunday. It might have
a
been,
Thursday.
was it Thursday?
It might have
Because
been
I was
last
like lurking
Thursday.
around. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was one of those things like I think I had Monster Hunter lined up, right? And then I think
Yep.
you didn't want to play. I think some other people had things going on, and like it was about to be just like me playing Monster by myself, which I could do that. Don't get me wrong.
Actually, no, it was Sunday night because you
Was
were going to play Monster Hunter
okay,
and then you did Resident Evil
got
3.
it. Yeah, yeah,
I had to, I had a cardiac stress test Monday morning at
sure,
8 a.m. and I
sure,
had to be up at 6:30. And I was like, I'm
yeah,
not going to game.
yeah.
Can't do it, man.
But yeah, so it's like people kind of backed out. I'm like, I could play it single player, but or like by myself, But then I'm
Right.
like, you know what? Like, I want to beat this game. I want to get through it. So I'm just like, fine, I'll just play a single player game tonight.
Yeah, right. And I mean, it seems like what the game was maybe 10 hours or something, 8
Under that,
hours.
dude, it's like
Yeah, I
seven,
was
eight.
going to
It's
say
like
it
seven,
seemed
eight
like you
hours.
beat it pretty fast.
Yeah, so that was the one gripe with Resident Evil 3, the remake. I mean, the original game too. The remake added a little bit more to it, but the storyline was always so short. Like, I don't know if you know the Resident Evil like franchise, like the storylines of those games.
From the,
Basic, yeah,
I've played some of the games, but I've watched all the movies,
sure, right. Resident
Mila
Evil.
Jovovich.
Oh yeah, 100%. Resident Evil
Love you.
2 is the kind of main story of Raccoon City, whereas Resident Evil 3, it's really weird because like Resident Evil 3 is technically split into two halves. Like the first half of the game happens before Resident Evil 2. The
Hmm.
second half of the game happens after the events of Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, it's just weird.
But it's like, yeah, so it's like they're technically going on at the same time. You know what I mean? But it's just
Uh-huh.
weird. Anyway, so that was the one gripe with Resident Evil 3 remake is that the storyline was so short. It's like 7-8 hours tops.
Yeah, I played Resident Evil 1, I think 4 and 5.
Uh huh.
And I
4
tried
just
to
had a
play
remake come
Resident
out.
Evil 7.
Yeah.
It was like a completely different style of like Resident Evil game. I couldn't even make it out of the first house, and I'm like, fuck this, dude. I hate this.
7
It's
and
the
8.
same reason I didn't play like what is it, Outlast and some of the
Yeah.
other stuff like
Yeah.
that, where it's just like I wasn't much into that kind of survival horror genre.
Yeah. 7 and 8 on my list. 7 and Village. Village is 8. They're both on my to play list. But Resident Evil 4 remake just came out a year ago.
2 is
Or
on Game Pass. Yeah, 'cause I think you have Game Pass. Resident
yeah.
Evil 2 is actually on Game
Yep.
Pass right now.
Yep. Yep. You should check it out. I mean, it's fun. But
I actually thought about downloading it, and as I was
yeah.
like, do I play these like first person games? Because again, I do love those. I just don't
Yeah.
really have a lot of free time to do that.
It could. Yeah.
And so it's just like do I go through and do what you're doing? Do I play some of the games that I just have been trying to beat for years now?
Yep.
Just
Yep.
crank them out
Yeah. And that's what I'm
before
trying.
Path of Exile 2.
That's what I'm trying to do. Like now with Hogwarts Legacy is when I get home from school, I have like 45 minutes or so before I go pick up the kids. I'll try to get just a little bit farther in Hogwarts Legacy. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of
Right?
keep inching away at it.
That's what I usually
So,
would do Sunday nights. It's like just a little bit,
yep.
2 hours of cyberpunk
Yep.
here and there.
Yep. Yep.
Crank it out. All the cyber psychos.
Yep. But all right, man, we got some discussion topics to get to. The very first one, we need to talk about it because they just had a
Kind of a
big,
big deal.
they just had the big like event, or I don't know what they call it, like a walk-in, like a kickoff party or whatever
Something
it
like
is,
that, yeah.
for the Super Bowl. Super Bowl is coming up this Sunday. Niners versus Chiefs. Obviously, I know you're probably a Chiefs fan just because I'm a Niners fan, so you're going to go against me. But what is your honest take of the game?
It should be the Niners.
Yeah.
I mean, with the Chiefs' record that they had all season, they've had so many missed opportunities. And honestly, it's kind of like the Eagles, as I've said, where they haven't necessarily played consistent. They necessarily haven't played the best, but fortunately for them, the teams have had more mistakes than they have.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I personally want the Niners to win. I'm over the Chiefs. I'm not into the was it the Swelfc or fucking the
Swifties?
Yeah, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Well, there was a new thing where it's like between Swift and Kelsey, it was like
The
Welsey or something. Like it was
the Kelties or something like that. Yeah, I know what
something
you're talking
stupid.
about. Yeah, yeah.
But I'm just like, dude, she is like worth 50 times more than he is. She's a billionaire, dude.
So I'll be honest with you. I'm a
Don't
Niners
sign
fan.
it.
Huh?
Travis, don't sign a prenup.
Like
Don't do it.
I'm a Niners fan.
You'll be like
obviously.
Bezos' ex-wife, dude. You'll get like a fucking $1 billion,
Sell billion,
bro.
yes. Yeah. So like obviously, I'm a Niners fan, diehard Niners fan. Like I'll cheer for him no matter what. I'm just starting to prepare myself for Taylor Swift winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Not even the
100%.
Chiefs winning the Super Bowl.
No.
But Taylor Swift winning the Super Bowl.
Is she going to be able to make it back from Japan in
Oh,
time?
probably, because here's the thing. She just won her, get this now, 13th Grammy. Super Bowl 58, 5 plus 8, 13.
Yeah,
Like
you're
the
getting
whole,
into
like,
the 13 thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So like she
I
just
read
won her
about
13th
that.
Grammy. She just announced her new album coming out in a couple months. There's rumors that Travis might propose to her. That's probably made up. But what other way could the NFL print more money? What other way could the NFL print more money than having Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift on the field, arm in arm together, as the confetti rains down on them from the Chiefs winning?
If they announce their co-OnlyFans together,
Well,
that's the
amen.
only way it could get bigger.
Amen.
That's the only way it could get bigger.
But it's like there's been so much. Like the Chiefs were having a shit season until Travis and Taylor got together, and then miraculously their season turned around.
They're doing so great now.
Yeah. So I don't want to say the NFL's rigged, but I'm like, there's so many things that are questionable.
And how could the Ravens, who have dominated and done so well,
The worst game
all
of
of a
their
sudden
life.
look like a fucking garbage team? It looked like you
Yes.
might as well have been watching the Chiefs go against high schoolers.
Yeah. The play calling.
Like-
So The Ravens, glad you brought that up. The Ravens lead the NFL in rushing yards. Lead the NFL. Did you hear how many times they ran the ball against the Chiefs?
How many? 6.
They had 6 rushing attempts the entire game, but yet they led the NFL in rushing yards.
Yeah.
How all of a sudden does their play calling just completely switch up and they don't even know how to run an offense now?
Yeah,
I think there's
it
a
was a
couple
little
questionable
weird.
penalties that they didn't get called that favor the Chiefs. Anyway, so I'm kind of setting myself up for a Chiefs victory just because it's written in fate. I mean,
Yeah.
with Taylor Swift and all this, so we'll see. I hope
But
I'm wrong.
I'm an honorary Niners fan. I
Let's
really
go.
want to, as much
Let's
as I
go.
hate you, I will support the Niners. Just because, did you hear? I don't know, I was reading somewhere too that like Patrick Mahomes' dad got arrested for a
DUI.
DWI.
His third. So he may
I
be
just hate that whole
distracted.
family.
He may be in. Oh, I know, right? Like,
Jackson's like trying to fucking
God,
sexually assault
you know
people, and
what?
fucking dad's drunk
I
driving.
feel I feel bad for Patrick. Like, well, I hate the guy because he's really good at
I think
football.
he's an asshole too, dude.
I don't know. I
Him
think
and his wife.
I see. Well, his wife's kind of a stuck up
Yeah,
thing,
they're
but
fucking
I don't
snooty
know. I
bitches.
kind of feel like Patrick Mahomes is actually a good guy. It's just his brother's a dumbass, and his dad just can't make good decisions in life.
The only thing is, I again being an Eagles fan, I loved my time with Andy Reid. I
Yeah,
really like Andy Reid,
yeah.
but everyone else on that team can fuck off. Now, there was another article I read this morning about some wide receiver who's been inactive for the Chiefs.
Kadarius
Sounds like
Toney.
might be,
Yep.
yeah. That there was like some drama going on there, and he's been like shooting his mouth off. Like,
Mhm.
he wouldn't. Well, apparently, I think I read he wasn't able to fly with the team to Las Vegas,
Good. I
and
hope
it's
he's a.
just
I hope he's a. Yeah.
drama.
I hope he's a distraction for them. I hope he just
I
gets them
hope
off their
so.
games. Let's go Niners.
Either way, it's a cheat day for me, so I'm gonna be stuffed with fucking pizza, mozzarella sticks,
Yeah.
barbecue, fucking smokies. We're getting all the foods like Takis. I'm gonna have gut rot so bad on fucking Monday.
Dude, speaking of diet, you'd be proud of me. I've started in the last like 4 or 5 days. I started a no sugar diet. Do
Sounds
you
familiar.
do you know how fucking hard it is to find foods that don't have like additional sugar?
Tell me about it, bro.
And not
Everything
like
sneaky, a
I
gram
know.
here, 3 grams there.
Right.
It's like, fuck you.
And it's like I'm not going 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right?
I'll still add a little ranch dressing, to dip my chicken in or something, right?
Yeah.
But like everything else, it's like, oh shit, I can't have that. There's like 11 grams of sugar in this, or like
You
whatever.
know, something that blew my mind is like I love these little vanilla, like just a little yogurt cup,
Uh
just a
huh.
little French vanilla yogurt cup.
Yep.
11 grams of sugar.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's like I was like yogurt, this is healthy, and it's like to a point it is, but I'm like that's like it's all added sugar. And it's like
So
what the fuck, bro?
is that what you did? Did you do no sugar diet for a while, or
Basically, yeah. I
okay?
had no
Did you
berries.
get
There was literally nothing.
did you get bad headaches?
Um, I
Because
wouldn't say bad, but your body, you go through withdrawal symptoms. You become like I became really fatigued, like I would tire easy because your body's so used to running off these like,
yeah.
processed simple sugars. And that when you stop doing that, the body's like,
What are you doing?
what the fuck are you doing? And it was probably that first about 3 weeks to a month or so where my body was just like I just was a little more lethargic.
Yeah.
But then once I broke through that plateau, my energy levels shot through the fucking roof.
Yeah. Like
And that's pretty much where they've been maintaining. I have maybe about I'd say right now, because I do have a glass of chocolate milk post workout with like my protein shake, that I probably have about 10 grams of sugar or so a day at the moment,
yeah.
10 to 15.
I definitely for the first 2 days, because this is my fourth day being like very very low sugar intake. For like
hmm
the first 2 days, I had a headache like all day long.
Yeah, basically, I would eat like I would chop up some bacon and fry that up in the pan, and then I would just put 3 eggs in there
You use the bacon
with the
grease.
bacon
Yeah.
grease and
Yep.
everything, and I'd cook all that up, put some cheddar cheese on there, and I would smash that for breakfast in the first, about 45 minutes or so I'm awake. And then I wouldn't eat again until dinner, which I would have by, 5, 6 o'clock typically. And
Right.
that's when I'd do my stir fry. But in lieu of rice, I would do a rice cauliflower. So I do the rice cauliflower and cook that in there with like peas, carrots, uh, broccoli, edamame, chicken. I eat so much chicken. I eat like 10 ounces of chicken every night.
Yeah. Yeah, I've started to be healthier. My wife's like, "Why do you go to these extreme things?" You know what I'm saying? Going from like eating like crap to then doing like an extreme diet, like just cutting sugars
Right.
out. And my weakness is sugars, like
Oh, myself,
brownies,
100%.
cookies, like whatever. Like, dude, God, I love it, but I hate it. Being a teacher, guess what is always in the teacher's lounge?
Oh, I bet they always, yeah, cookies, juice,
Brownies, like
coffee, sugar.
donuts, right? So it's like it's always there. So like one, it's awesome, but two, I'm like, no, I don't need that. Stop it.
Yeah, I get that. I work at a grocery store.
Bring
I
me
get that.
fruits and veggies.
I sample out chocolate all the
Yeah,
time, and I sit there and I break it up and I put it in the cups and I watch everyone eat it,
yeah.
and I don't eat it except for like 2 maybe 3 days a month. I'll kind of like, and that's Sunday. I'm gonna have a fucking brookie
Ooh,
with
brookies are so
probably some like
good.
peanut butter cups or some shit like that, and that's gonna be like
Yes.
my chocolate. But starting, I think probably beginning of May, I'm gonna do keto for like 6 weeks again, and that's
Nice.
something I'm gonna do in between. Um, so I'll do like 6 weeks of kind of lighter lifting, a lot more endurance
Uh
lifting.
huh.
Cut all the carbs out, and that'll put me in a little bit more of about a 500 calorie
Deficit.
deficit.
Yep.
And yeah, so then I'll kind of go for a little cut, and I'll kind of quick lose a bunch of fat over like 6 weeks, and then I'll go back to adding like rice. And I started eating Ezekiel bread,
Uh huh.
and I really kind of like that.
No, that tastes like garbage. I've had that before.
Oh, I
It's
think it
healthy.
tastes
It's
great.
healthy. Don't get me
I
wrong, but
love the
oh
taste
god, it's like cardboard. It's
personally.
like cardboard.
I love that, but I've always loved like hearty oat
Okay.
breads,
Okay. Yeah.
whole grain, multi-grain, nut bread, oat
Yeah.
breads. And
So
so that
I've
that was
had
right up
Ezekiel
my
bread before.
wheelhouse. And I was like, oh, it's the orange one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about the green one, but I get the orange one.
Sure.
I think it's great. I have 2 slices every morning. But that's going to be really easy then for me to go with like during my keto thing.
Yeah.
Is all I need to do is cut out. I won't have buttered toast
Mm-hmm.
for breakfast, and then I won't have like a cup of rice with my dinner, and so that will like boom, there's my 500 calorie deficit like
Right.
right there,
I so
and we'll just shed a bunch of quick fat
so
right before Comic-Con.
trying to be like healthy or on like a healthy kick. I went at Costco, right? I found
Hmm.
these.
Yeah,
So they're called wild protein chips.
yeah,
10 grams of protein like per serving. So like they're a lot healthier than normal, and that kind of gives me my like chip fix. You know what I'm saying?
uh-huh,
They're kind of like the Quest chips. You ever have the Quest protein
yeah.
chips? They're kind of like those, and they're
We used to
not
have something
terrible,
at work
but
where we had like a porkless pork rind that was basically made with like a pea and a whey protein isolate
right,
with like flavoring and stuff like that. And it was like really kind of low carb. The whole bag was like 25 grams of protein, but only like 15 grams of carbs.
right,
And it was just a great snack. Unfortunately, yeah, the product didn't sell the best.
right.
Do you want me to burst your bubble though? Do you want me to?
Already?
I don't think I should.
Is this what we're doing already?
I don't think I should.
Just do it, just so I have the heads up. What is it?
Um, so I've been learning about and doing a little research that apparently something that is as bad as sugar are seed oils. And so I pretty much guarantee if you look in there, it's going to have like sunflower oil,
Oh, I
safflower
have heard
oil.
that. I have heard the seed oils are bad. Yeah, I only use
So
olive oil
that's
to cook
something
with.
that I've been, so I found out that a lot of my snacks like that I would eat all contain that. And it's
Oh
something that
shit!
I'm trying to cut out.
High
Like,
oleic sunflower oil.
so
Damn
one of the
it!
things I'm now trying. I know. I was like, do I burst his bubble, dude? Because it's like I love those snacks too. Don't get me wrong, dude. And of course, there's way worse things you could eat.
Yeah,
But that's something that I'm just like that. Well, I guess I'm never eating a fucking snack again.
I
But that's
know.
why I limit it to, and that's the great thing about like kind of my diet at the moment is, you have those cheat days where it's like I have
Sure.
one day every like 2 weeks where it's like, yeah, I'll have some chips. So it's not
Right.
like I have to like I can't eat that stuff for the rest of my life. I just limit the amount of time that
Yeah.
I eat that. And it becomes
Unfortunately,
such an experience and I
yeah,
love it where
yeah.
it's just like this is the day I get to
Unfortunately, I have to like. I wish I could be like the just eat whatever I want whenever I want it. Some people's metabolism, it's like Asmongold. Like his metabolism is unreal. He drinks pop and eats fast food like every day. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing there is it's like, yeah, he gets that, but how much of it does he eat and
That's
how
true, I
long does he
guess.
go between meals? Because intermittent fasting, it's like you can go and you could eat 5 McDonald's cheeseburgers, but if you just eat that one time and don't eat again until the next day,
That's true. Yeah,
you're
yeah,
still having that finite amount of calories.
yeah.
So intermittent fasting can do wonders, man. And that's what I kind of would. I don't want to say it's not advertised that's the way, but that's what I would recommend is like intermittent fasting is a great way to get started. Just portion size and intermittent fasting, and you can eat a lot of the stuff that you love, and you don't have to sacrifice the fat or all the sugar. You just know that there's a give and take there, where it's like, okay, Super Bowl Sunday, I'm gonna eat pizza and, as I said, mozzarella sticks coated in like fucking ranch, if not
Right,
Alfredo, because why the fuck not, bro?
right.
All my chips with all my safflower and sunflower oils, and I'm just that's my fat day, dude.
Right.
And then on Monday, again, I might have a lower carb day just to kind of make up for that, or instead of having like a kind of a lunch, I might just have breakfast and dinner that day and cut my calories
Sure.
by 500, 600 calories
Sure.
for that one day, and then just get right back onto it. And
Right.
you got to let the fat kid out, man. I'm proud of you.
I know.
If you have
I know.
questions, let me know.
Love
I've
your
been doing
face.
this almost a year now, dude. I think like 9 months.
You're gonna be my rock,
I'm officially down 100 pounds since my
dude.
heaviest.
Congrats, bro. That's awesome.
When was the last time you lost 100 pounds?
Yeah, in my
In your
bra.
face. Yeah. I knew you were going to do something like that, man.
But hey,
Go Niners.
let's get us some New World talk, huh? Let's
All
do
right.
some expeditions tonight. We do have a couple mutated expeditions tonight. But before we do that, I just want to give out this little spoiler information for everybody. Tomorrow, February 7th, Cross World Expeditions go live. So it's going to be a lot easier, hell of a lot easier, to find
Oh,
groups to go through any expedition that you want,
I hope
hopefully.
so.
But yes,
I hope
Cross
so.
World
It's good.
Expeditions go live tomorrow, February 7th. But Schmidty, talk to me about it, because I think these two are probably two of your favorite expeditions.
They are. I did try to do a mutated 2 Genesis with some people earlier, and yeah, I hated my life and I rage quit. I don't want to
Yeah.
talk about it. But we do have 2 new mutated expeditions this week. We do have Lazarus and Genesis. So if you are looking at running Lazarus tonight, you will find all ancient enemies while you're in there. And there is also a void mutation. So you want to make sure that you have your, I think it's Amnethys,
I
if
think
I
so.
remember
Yep.
right, will give you the void damage absorption. And again, they are all ancient enemies.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to be weak to void, strike, and lightning damage. So a 15% to void, 20% to strike, 30% to lightning. If you are looking at doing a DPS class in the expeditions, I would recommend a Warhammer, since that will give you the strike damage plus 20%. And if you had a lightning gem in there, that'll give you an extra 30%. So that's a 50% buff for the DPS people, and help your healer and tank out and bust some ass. They need it, dude, for realsies.
We need it. You and
Otherwise, we
me.
are going to, yeah, yeah. Dude, I was so proud of you last week, dude. I was actually kind of excited. I was like, you know what? He's a pretty decent tank, man. I'm
I
kind
just
of
gotta get
excited.
I just gotta get actually like specialized tank gear. Like what I have is
Or
probably
have a sword and put your
I have
put
it
your
now. Stop it.
fucking
But
mace in the back,
I just have like the best like money could get right now. You know what I'm saying?
right?
And not actually like cohesive like gear. So like once I actually get cohesive gear, get
We
even
need to get
better.
you that sword artifact. That's
Yes.
what we need to do.
Yep. Yep.
Otherwise, Genesis is also mutated this week. Looks like they will have an ice mutation on there today, so you will want to bring your ice gems, have them ready. All of Genesis's enemies are Angry Earth, so all the enemies you find will be Angry Earth, and looks like they have a 20% weakness to slash and a 30% weakness to fire. So you can either bring an axe, sword, hatchet, or rapier and add a fire gem on there. Otherwise, fire staffs might not be a bad option this round as well.
Are we doing Lazarus tonight?
So I personally would like to run Lazarus, and if we have like you tanking,
Yeah.
we'll maybe have some luck. The thing with Lazarus is we'll have to do a regular one first because I haven't unlocked mutated on there yet. I haven't done them
Really?
since shit like switched up.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez, that's fine. Well,
The
yeah,
one time that it was like Lazarus, and I thought I think I ended up playing Diablo that
Yeah.
night or something.
okay. Well, that's fine because we got me, you, and dyslexics. So we'll already have a tank, healer, and DPS. We should be able to find two
Right.
more DPS.
Otherwise, Genesis does seem to be the popular one that people are trying to run. There's an artifact axe that you get in Genesis that people are trying to farm for, but there's an artifact warhammer, the Mjolnir,
Are you serious?
that you get from Lazarus. Yeah,
We're running
seriously,
Lazarus all night.
We are getting Mjolnir from
Yeah.
Lazarus,
Yeah, we're running Lazarus.
which is
all
why
night.
I kind of want to run Lazarus. Everyone's trying to get the fucking hatchet, but I want Mjolnir, dude.
Dude, hell yeah.
Come to me.
Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome.
So that's what I want to do.
Yep.
Oh man, I'm excited about this one. And then Dyslexic's probably going to be like, "Are we going to play any New World tonight?"
Dude, right? All right, so we have a major development. I don't say development, but I guess development in like
Yeah.
technology, right?
We
A
got some
jump
product hype,
forward.
baby. We got some product hype.
And if you ever have seen the movie or read the book, Ready Player One, okay, this shit is happening in real life now. I'm gonna put the trailer for it muted, but I'm gonna put the trailer on my stream so you guys can kind of watch that as we're talking about it. But Apple Vision Pro has dropped, and it's basically like artificial intelligence, like artificial reality, augmented reality, to where you can just walk around. You can literally interact with this thing on your face. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right? It looks so cool.
You don't have to have screens anymore. Like that is your screen. You can minimize it, like expand it. You can have different screens up on the side. You can literally walk around public and wear this thing because the screen is actually see-through. It's just like you're wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, it's like, you think of like the Tony Stark glasses and stuff like that in Marvel, dude.
Yeah, this is what this
where
is.
we are. This
Yeah.
is literally where we fucking are, man. That's so cool. But yeah, let me know when you're going to run that. I got it pulled up on my stream.
Oh, it's been
too,
going
and
right
just
now. It's been going.
Oh,
It's muted, so I guess it's just been going while we kind of talked about it. But no, and it's like right now it looks big and clunky. You know what I'm saying? Like you're basically having like a Quest Oculus on your face the whole time. You give it a few years, it will literally be like sunglasses that you just put on.
right.
Do you know what I'm saying? I'll play it again. But yeah, it'll literally be just like sunglasses that you put on. So it's like,
Yeah, this is
and that's another.
absolutely nuts.
I wouldn't want to wear this out in public because I would want people to jack it from me. Like this thing is going for almost $4,000.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like the base version is going for almost $4,000. It's upwards of like 7,000 to 8,000. You see, it's like
I know this stuff.
like it's cool. You know how you can like click and drag and like use your fingers and like do all that stuff. But I'm like, I don't. See, like, look, the kid's he's playing soccer with his dad while he's still doing things on the screen.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane.
Yeah, I don't like being able to see through what I'm trying to watch. You wouldn't see somebody could walk through your vision, yes, but you can actually see the screen.
Yeah. It's
literally just like Tony Stark.
yeah. It's like you have just glasses on that has like little pop-up windows and stuff that again you can manipulate with your hands and do different things and click things, and it looks so fucking cool.
Like
I'm starting a donation goal like right now.
That's the thing. Like
$4,000, chat.
it does look super intriguing. Like it looks
Have you
super
played
cool.
around much with like VR? And I know this is different than VR, but have you?
The only VR set that I had is I had the original VR set that came out for PS4. Do you remember that? when the
Yeah.
VR first came out for PlayStation,
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
I have that. Like I still have that, but it's for PS4, so it's an older model. Like it may not
Right.
be anyway.
It's
But
like I
yes,
just
I
had an
played around with
original
that.
Quest, so I know
Yeah,
what you're talking about. They came out like roughly about the same
yeah,
time because
yeah.
I've had my Quest I think like 4 years now or some shit,
And like
and I quit using it because I
did
don't
you
want to link it with Facebook.
well, did you ever get
I
like
hate
hot and
that meta
sweaty?
shit.
Like I kind of
Oh,
got motion sickness
100%.
after like 45 minutes to an hour. I was really starting to get like hot, sweaty, like motion sickness kind of.
Yeah. No, the machine's hot, dude. Your fucking head
Yeah.
sweats, your fucking face sweats.
So like maybe I'm just like my body's not used to it or whatever, but
Well, it takes some time. It got to the point where I actually like a lot of my dizziness and like stuff like that,
yeah,
motion sickness went away pretty fast. And I was like playing paintball in it. I was doing some crazy
yeah.
shit.
And
I loved it.
it's definitely fun. Like there was a Batman VR game that came out for it.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't like an action fighting Batman. It was more like a detective style Batman where you had to like search for clues. You had to throw like your batarang to like knock things down. You see what I'm saying? So like you're like acting like Batman, not fighting, but just doing like detective work. So like
Right.
that was pretty cool. Beat Saber was fun. I don't know if you ever played Beat
Beat
Saber or know what Beat
Oh,
Saber
dude,
is.
I played so much Beat Saber. I got
Yeah,
really good at a lot of Imagine Dragon songs
yeah,
because I downloaded that like set or whatever,
yeah.
and a lot of them I could play on expert, and it was really fucking cool. Once you get into the rhythm of it and you get feeling it,
Right.
was awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, Beat Saber's fun. And it was kind of cool too because you could still pull up movies and just sit back and you'd have a big screen, up in front of you.
Right?
Like so, I used to play I used to play like Rocket League on it, so you'd have a big screen, of Rocket
Uh-huh.
League. So you could play normal games on it. It wouldn't be like
No, there was
3D. It would just be like a big screen in front of you.
right. I know I played in the VR, I played a lot of like a fishing game as well. You could like put on like YouTube in the background on it.
Yeah.
And so I remember just sitting there like and like 3D like picture
Yeah.
lakes and everything. It wasn't like really cartoony. And I just remember sitting out there listening to birds chirp, the wind, dude, just casting, fishing.
That's where it's at, man.
So cool. It was
Imagine
so fucking
imagine
cool.
doing that with Apple Vision on.
And then I did a lot of VR chat. As someone who likes to do voices and play characters,
Yeah.
I had so much fun. But the best part of it, the best thing that I had that I did. So, like pandemic, okay,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
toilet paper shortage, okay.
Okay.
Do you remember?
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
So anyway, in the game, I found I could be a toilet paper roll. And then I set it to where people could not copy because you used to be able to like if people allowed you could click on their like character and you could like from there become that character, like you could take their avatar.
Sure.
And I set that one to they can't copy it, so everyone wanted it. And there was this bar lounge, and I used to go like hang out in the toilet area in the bathroom in there as this piece of toilet paper. And of course with the toilet paper shortage, everyone was like, there's toilet paper, and they would like chase me around this building and stuff, and I'd run
That's
away and be
fun.
like, let me help you wipe your asshole.
That's funny. That's fun.
And everyone, and they wouldn't let me copy it, and everyone would like get so mad at me. They're like, dude, set your shit to like public so we want to be toilet paper. I'm like, no, there's a shortage. I'm special. Leave me alone.
Dude, that's
And I
fun.
would just go run around, dude. I loved fucking running around as that toilet paper roll,
Yeah.
and having people chase me because toilet paper shortage,
Right.
2020.
Right. So yeah,
Fucking
I'm
nuts.
actually really excited for that Apple Vision thing. I mean, I don't want to get it right now because it's only going to get better. You know what I'm saying? And I think the glasses are only going to get smaller. Because right now
Right.
it's a big hunkin' like it's like a ski mask. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like
it's
on your
gonna
face.
in the next 10 years, it's gonna get ridiculous.
It'll be like
And now with
sunglasses.
AI
Like
and everything too,
you're just
dude,
putting
it's gonna be
sunglasses
fucking.
on. That's what it's going to be.
When's it gonna be like in a Futurama where they just like inject something into your eye, dude?
It's going to be contacts that they just put in.
Right? 100%.
Oh my god.
Contacts are the devil.
Dude, yeah, I
I'm
hate
not
them.
ready.
I hate them
I'm
too.
not ready.
A last topic that we got on the agenda, and this is kind of one that I was just excited for. I don't know if you knew.
I
So,
didn't know. Is this fairly recently?
yeah,
I'm
so
assuming.
Jim Carrey, okay, back after Sonic 2, and he made one more movie or whatever, but he actually retired. And
Yeah, he
Jim
was
Carrey
like, I'm
actually,
done.
yeah, said he's done making movies, even though the Sonic movies have been like making a ton of money, and like they're very popular movies. He even said like, nope, I'm retired. I'm not doing it. Well, now recently he just revealed that he's coming back for Sonic 3. And it's like I'm actually super excited because one Jim Carrey's like my favorite actor of all time.
He's great.
But like he made Sonic 1 and 2. Like yes, the story's about Sonic, but he plays such a perfect Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah.
It's unreal. So I was just
I
excited
love
for
the
it.
movies.
Did you watch them?
I watched them both.
Yeah. What'd you think
And
of
I
them?
really liked him. I
Yeah.
liked him. I thought his character was great. He always fucking kills it,
Yeah.
regardless. Even like, Eternal, was it Sunshine of the Spotless
Oh
Mind?
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the more serious roles, like I fucking love him, dude. He's great.
Yep.
Puts his heart and soul into everything.
Yeah.
And just his physicality and like caliber of acting are just incredible. He's just such a humble dude too. I feel like he's just such like a genuine, like he just, I don't know. I think he's just a really good person.
Well, it's like
Like, he cares.
you could tell he's like gotten older because he's a lot more chill than like in his younger years, and he's a lot more like I want to say spiritual is the word, but like he's just a lot more like, what are we doing here, guys? Like, what are we doing
Right.
as a species? Like, what is wrong with
Yeah.
It's like
Which
he's.
which we all should be thinking about
It's
right now,
true.
for real.
It's true.
We all should be a little more introspective about that
Yes,
shit.
100%. But yeah, man. So we got some community questions here. So we always like to end with some community questions. And again, chat, if you guys want to ever reach out to us, drop a community question for us to answer in Schmidtty32's Discord, Twitch stream, Mr. J Gilbert's Discord or Twitch stream. But just go ahead and drop those, and we can get those added into our next podcast. So, our first question here, sir. What do you think the world will look like in 10 plus years? So in 2033, what will the
I
world
know.
look like?
I'm just, looking at the advancements, that have happened kind of in the last, 10 years. Really, even though the internet and stuff has been around for a long time, I feel like with the creation of social media and just the way that people are connect and collect information, particularly over the last 10, 15 years, has been, absolutely crazy. Look at what they can do with video games now. Unreal Engine 5
Yeah,
with all the VRs, with what we were talking with
yeah,
Apple Vision. You know, I think first of all, in 10 years, I think, having kind of like the Apple Vision, it's what do they call them? They're like something glasses. What do they refer to them
I
as?
don't know, augmented reality.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's what I think. There's going to be so much more, like as you were talking, like those things, but smaller in the next couple years, 5 years, 10 years. That I think that stuff is going to become, incredibly popular
Hmm.
over the next, 10 plus years. I think by 20 years from now, I think pretty much everyone, hopefully will be on like electric cars or something with
Yeah,
more like, sustainable energy sources like that. I think a lot more people are going to, there's going to be a lot more kind of augmented stuff like
yeah,
that. They've already experimented with like microchips and stuff in your skin, with as having like paying methods where you can just walk up to something, like scan your wrist, and it'll like deduct X amount out of your
hmm,
fucking
hmm,
card or whatever.
hmm,
I could see a lot of that really exploding over the next 10 to 15 years. Just look at again the popularity of the Apple Vision, just how many
yeah,
people lined up, like, here's fucking $5,000 or whatever, take my money.
right, yeah.
Like, everyone wants it, and as things become more affordable, especially in 10, 15 years from now, I think we are definitely heading down that direction if we don't destroy ourselves first.
I agree with you too, though, that in 10 plus years, the more this Apple Vision will become like the norm.
Right.
Like I think a lot more digital workspaces, you know what I'm saying? Like working from home, conducting business digital, probably less traveling because you can literally pull up videos of, things you can walk around with an Apple Vision on. Like a lot more things are going to start turning digital, which then is going to create a whole like problem in itself. But
Yeah, but not only that, but like, the things they're doing with like CRISPR
uh-huh.
and everything else. Like, I think, and again, this is going to be farther than the plus and 10 plus, but I honestly think like having a cyberpunk type of society, I think will
Eventually happen.
like yeah, I was gonna say will eventually happen, but I'll say like a very high probability
Yeah.
that in the next, I'd say like 200 years, that we're really gonna start to see a lot
Right.
of stuff like that starting to arise. I don't know if you've heard about spider silk and silkworms
Mm-mm.
being genetically modified lately.
Uh-uh.
So this is actually something that they just happened, I think, in the last probably month or two. There were these Chinese scientists that they were able to genetically modify these silkworms to basically produce spider silk,
Okay.
or at least silk that has all the kind of chemical properties and strength, durability, toughness as spider web. And it sounds like they could be able to start mass producing this on a grand scale if these studies hold true, and through repeated testing like it holds true. But it's like way more stronger than Kevlar, they're saying. And again, speaking of like body and kind of body enhancements, they've said that this type of silk actually does not like interfere with the immune system of humans, so it could be a replacement for like tendons or ligaments. That they're already starting to look at practicalities of like how can we kind of help strengthen skeletal muscle, or not muscles, but you
Yeah.
could strengthen bones like this. Like you could essentially do like kind of an adamantium coating potentially on bones to make them stronger, more durable, tougher. And just thinking of the kind of the applications through just that one find could be absolutely dramatic over the next, 50, 100, 200
As
years.
bad as it sounds, dude, like I kind of want to like die before all these things happen. But
I
you
want to
think,
live forever.
but like you think about it, man, like all these changes and stuff, they're like trying to play God and like trying to control everything. It's like it's gonna get out of control. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna get way too much. Like, sure, is it exciting? Is it innovative? Like all that, absolutely. But it's also gonna be negative too, because we're not the only ones gonna have access to that. We're not the only
Yeah.
ones gonna have a positive mind frame when it comes into what they could use it for.
Yeah.
You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
100%.
So it's just like
100%.
I kind of just want to live a normal life until, which actually leads us into our next question then. What if you won or got $10 million tomorrow? What if Elon Musk said, "You know what? I like how you talked about me as your what's on your mind. Here's $10 million
Big PP
dollars.
energy.
Here's $10 million, Smitty. What would you spend it on?"
Uh, I 100% would have like a game room slash theater room. Like I would have the most doped out streaming man cave, like the
Yeah.
highest performance system.
Probably buy an Apple
Nice
Vision.
nice house, Apple Vision. I'd buy 3 of them, dude, because why not?
Yeah.
Um, God, I don't, that's so much money.
Man, I'd
And
make.
it was like
I was just saying, I
I'm
make.
trying to think of scenarios in here where it's like
Yeah.
I blow all $10 million, and I'm just like, I don't really have any aspirations to. I mean, I would, to spend that much. Like,
That fast.
yeah, where it's
Yeah.
like, if you had, what would you do? But I would, obviously buy a decent house. I would want to, be somewhere out in the country, a little more private. 911 Porsche Carrera solid top convertible, candy apple red, baby.
Jeez, you
I
just
would.
rattled that off.
Oh, I've wanted that. I've wanted that for a long time. But just, a nice house, just to kind of be out of the city a little bit. And of course, like all the gaming stuff,
Yeah.
whether it's a VR, the Apple Vision, I
Yeah.
would get like the most top of the line PC. I would probably move somewhere where I could get like the best internet.
Uh huh.
And that's all I would want. It's just like the best technology. I'd probably have a smart house
Yep.
that does a lot of stuff. Dog mom would love to have like, the latest and greatest like Roombas and
Yep.
all that other shit. She'd
Yep.
like to be able to turn on the heater, in the car or tell the heater in the house to turn on from the car driving home somewhere.
Right.
And it's just pretty simple, man. I just want a nice, simple, comfortable life, man. Just chill,
Like I
exist.
so like I agree with everything that
I'd
you're saying.
probably have a weed farm somewhere too, if I'm being honest, 100%.
Like I agree with you, and I do all those things as well. But the one thing that I've always, it's on my bucket list to do, and obviously I don't think I'll ever get to this point, but I want to go on an extended vacation. And by I say extended, I mean like it's a one-way ticket for now. You know what I'm saying? If I want to stay a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever. But
Yeah.
I want to go on that vacation with no suitcases, no luggage. Just like what I wear onto the plane and just go on the vacation. And then
You could
just
just go on the TV show Naked and Afraid, dude. Come
well, you know what I'm saying, but just like have the means to just like buy everything I want there. You know what I'm saying? And like just not worry about money. And like, oh,
Right.
I gotta go to the store there and I'm gonna buy a couple outfits and now, you know, and like do that each day.
Yeah.
Like just go on a vacation and then not pack for it, but just buy it as I go. That's like if I had $10 million, dude, that's what I would do. One, pay off all my bills, but like I would take a one-way ticket vacation and just kind of come back whenever I felt like it, but not take any luggage, not take anything, and just buy it all while I'm there.
I think I'd really like to travel
Yeah,
as well. Like, Europe in particular. I'd love to go to like Scotland,
yeah,
Ireland, hit up like Norway, Sweden,
yeah,
like
yeah,
go on a food tour, man. And like I would really like to go visit like the Philippines and stuff too, get some like fresh fruit, like tropical fruit,
right,
hang out,
right.
talk
Well,
to the women.
oh, hey, last question we got for you. I got dyslexic. I want in chat. We'll get to that in a minute too. But individual or team sports, which one do you think is tougher?
Personally, I would say individual
Yeah,
because it's just you and you alone. Like, with you could yeah, I was gonna be like, well, if something else, if like for football, for example, if you miss like a block, you can like blame the other person. It's like you can perform at your best,
right,
but you need the whole. I suppose there maybe that would be tougher because again, you'd have to have everyone
right.
performing at a high level.
Right. So that's why it's kind of got to
Um,
think about it because yeah, you have like wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
wrestling, solo sport. You know what I'm saying? But again, football. Football is a very taxing, demanding sport that you need everybody to be able to pull their weight, or else all the effort that you put into it is just wasted. It's for nothing.
you know,
So it's like, what technically
yeah, I
would be
change it. I
tougher?
think team sports. I think team
Yeah,
sports. Because again, look at like, expeditions like we're going to be doing tonight,
yeah,
especially with the higher difficulty mutated. Everyone has a specific role.
yep,
Everyone needs to perform their role
yeah,
or you do not win.
right,
So
right.
where one person, can get really good and just, dominate everything, Caitlin Clark. um
True.
but it takes so much more for multiple individuals to again act as one cohesive unit
Yeah,
and to play at top performance.
right,
So there's a lot more variables that would go
right,
into play in team sports than there would individual.
yeah.
But there is something like as a former wrestler, I did wrestle a little bit that I I really love like that individualness of that it's like it's
All
you
up
and
to
me
you. Yep, yep,
1v1. One of us is going to win,
yeah.
one of us is going to lose, and at the end of the day if I lose, I fucking did that.
Yeah, I get it. I
And
get it.
so that's where it's like mentally could be a little more tough. Well, I suppose both, because again, as you were saying, it's like if you were playing your top, but the team overall wasn't playing well, and you lose, like
You're
that's
very
you're wasted.
frustrating.
Your
Yep,
talent was wasted and very frustrating. So it's like
yep.
I think a
Might
team
be.
sport's
Yeah.
tougher.
So since we were just talking about New World too, last question of the evening. This came in chat. Dyslexic Octopi says, when we have at least 5 people in our company playing, what is the first thing that we're gonna do in New World? When we actually have a legit like active squad, how's that gonna change our gameplay?
We can mutated 3.
Oh,
Like I
first
mean
time ever.
that's it right there.
Yeah,
I actually yeah, I mean I know I've never done a mutated 3, but even when there was like the 1 through 10,
yeah,
I think I did quite a few 8s, maybe a handful of 9s, but I never did a 10.
yeah.
And so if we had a full team, I think of it back in like my old school Destiny days when like the whole raids and nightfalls would go
Yeah.
live on Tuesdays. We had our group of like 6 people or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
we popped in and we dominated. We worked well together. We communicated well. We could anticipate the other person.
Right.
And so
Right.
the true end game, in the new world like that, whether you're either going to be doing expeditions, doing the PvE content, or you're going to be doing the PvP and doing like all the outposts and
Right.
all of that shit. And so if
Right.
you have a full team all working together again at the top of their game, man, that's what I'd want to be doing.
Right. That's
I'd
the
want to be
thing.
doing mutated
Well,
threes.
that's the thing too. I think if you, me, and dyslexic just kind of stay consistent with it, I think we can start drawing a few people back. I know dyslexic has a couple buddies that are starting to join back in. So I mean,
Hmm.
we got to carry this, bro. We got to carry the
Well, and
team.
I think now tomorrow with the implementation of like cross world expeditions, fingers crossed, it'll be so much easier because it's
Yeah.
not that people aren't playing. It's just that certain servers
Are more,
have
yes,
such an
yeah,
up and
yeah,
down where it's
yep,
like new content, then everyone comes back to play for a month and then they stop. And some servers stay alive. A lot of people I think migrate to those servers that do still have people.
right,
Um,
right,
and it's just one where Castle of Steel just hasn't been able to maintain a consistent player base throughout the
yeah,
entirety of the seasons.
yeah,
Where it's like start of the season, yeah, you'll find a bunch of people in there for about a month, and then once people are done with the battle pass and done with
sure,
shit, then they move on. They play something else till the new content comes
sure,
out. And so we're definitely in a lull right now with Castle of Steel, where it's just
right.
become really hard to find groups.
Why is dyslexic octopi a better DPS than I am though?
Because you're a better tank.
Boom, nailed it. But
Yeah,
why? But why am
100%.
I better at Monster Hunter World than he is?
Because you're just cracked.
There it is. Suck it,
Yeah,
Trebek.
I said that. That came out of my mouth. Clip that.
But all right, man. Any other thoughts on your mind before we get into some New World?
Not really. I'm ready to hate my
Let's
life.
get it, bro. Let's get it.
We're gonna Lazarus. I think we're gonna run some Lazarus.
Hell yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, you guys, we're about to pop into some New World right now. Thanks for tuning in to another episode here on the After Hours podcast. Myself, Schmidtty32. Be sure to tune in every Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Central Time for a new episode, and we'll catch you later. Schmidty, go ahead and sign us off.
I love you all. Thank you. Go Niners.
Oh!